says upcoming. Do I click on it?
Sitting on my thing. It should be here.
Scroll it. I haven't scrolled yet. Oops. There we go. This one's up. 10 people on.
Hi, everybody. Give us just a second to find ourselves.
Will it pop up over here?
What? Yeah, it should. Okay. We can see y'all on YouTube. I'm just trying to get you on Facebook.
There we go.
There we go. I got to make sure the volume's turned down. Whoops. Just trying to get you on Facebook. Oh, it's always so many cameras, so many websites, so many updating things this morning on Stampin' Up. Let me raise my chair up a little bit. There we go. So I have stuff. Carissa has stuff. Hi, Mary. So we have lots of stuff to show you. So first off, if you don't have a catalog, then you can go to either one of our websites and we will be happy to send you one. So I think first what we'll do is if there's anything anybody wants to see. Oh, I hate when it does that because
the auto captions.
The auto captions. It doesn't understand me. I must not enunciate very well because sometimes the words it comes up with, I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure where you got that.
TV does that too.
So let's go with, I think I'll stamp cards. I have a bunch of stuff. I have the 2 cards to finish my 4-season series that I did yesterday. And then I have a fall, a Thanksgiving, and a Halloween that are the same thing, but I'll show you 2 different ways. And then I have a Christmas. So I'm going to cover all the holidays. And then she has some fun generic.
Very generic ones.
One to do. So I think that I will show you. First, I'll show you a couple of things that we have. Yeah. That we've done. Did you bring any of your cards that you've done?
Yes.
So we'll show you some of those first. I guess we can do it this direction. Oh, I don't know where my cup is for this. So a couple of things that you haven't seen, unless you've caught me live someplace else. One is this little box. So these are the paper pumpkin boxes that are in the annual catalog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I just made a 3D bow. I love this bow. So because I've put several layers, like it won't smash or anything. So it's a fun size box. If you get paper pumpkin, it is literally the same shape. It's just a miniature one. And then this paper, I can open the catalog now because I don't know the names of anything. This paper is really fun. It is foils. You can see it's foily. So it's green and red foil. And it's kind of newsprinty. I'll show it to you in a minute. Hi, Christine. Hi, Kate.
We got a bunch over here on YouTube.
She's got my YouTube stuff over there. Hi, guys. Hi, Linda. I saw your order. Hi, Rebecca, Stephanie. We have lots of people.
Yeah.
Hi, Terry.
And Jackie.
I can't.
Melissa and Linda.
My bifocals don't reach quite that far. So this is one that you might not have seen. And at some point, I will do a little YouTube for it. So I don't know if Peggy's on. I know that Terry and Kate are because I saw their names. So she asked a question, and then I asked it on our Stampin' Up! Leaders board, and it generated quite the lively discussion on whether or not we could bake in the little coffee cups. They're not little. They're not miniature ones. Hi, Ingrid. That would a standard size card fit in this? No. You would have to
make a skinny one.
It's almost the right size, but it's more of a rectangle.
No.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too big. But you could make customized ones for it. Would be kind of fun. So Peggy asked me if we could bake in the cups. So I asked on the leaders board, and there was all kinds of I think that you could, and Susan and I have decided that we might try it. People were afraid we'd light our ovens on fire, but lots of people cook in those baking the little Starbucks mini cups. Whether or not it's super healthy for you, that we don't know. So we tried to ascertain that. So I wanted to come up with something to help Peggy because she wanted to put muffins in her little carrier. So that's one of the things that we're going to do. So you'll see that in a little bit. Then this is a card that my friend Tanya made. Actually, she's got two. I don't know where I put the other one.
This one? No.
No, she gave me I've got a kind of a mess. I'll try to find it in a little bit. But this is using the plaid paper. And if you love the plaid paper, you might want to order it sooner rather than later because it is one of the things that they expect to go on back order. It'll come back eventually. And then here's one I did, and I used the exact same paper. So you may have seen that. And then this tree's been one of my favorite things out of the catalog so far. You show them one of yours.
Which one? There's only 5.
Well, I don't care.
You pick.
Do your fall one.
This is the one I'm going to make today. So there's a fall bundle that looks just like the Artistry Blooms bundle. It's the same artwork and same style of dies. So I did this with it. It uses the stamps and the dies. I really like it. I can't tell if you can see that it's sparkly, but I painted all of this with Winko Stella.
I like the color combination that she chose.
I've been doing outfit inspiration. Whatever I'm wearing that day is what colors I use when I stamp.
And we did not talk about what we were going to wear today, but we both have on.
Match.
We're fans of Misty Moonlight today.
I bought Misty Moonlight leggings just so I could stamp with it.
So we're kind of matchy. I might have the same stack of stuff here. And then a couple more with the bow, or this. I know I have more than one because I have a Christmas one. Yeah, I have the wrong stack of stuff. I have my extras. But this is one, and I used the Christmas bow, but I made it be not Christmas. So it's got to be over there. I'll find them in a minute. I've got more stuff. And then one of the very first thing I think I made, so you might have seen this, is the Gnomes, but I didn't want it to be Christmas. I wanted to be able to use it all year round. So this is also the celebration dies. I'm going to use those today. So he gets his little sprigs. The sprigs are from the celebration dies. The sequins, I covered up the Christmas lights, and I just made it be, if you're my age and you used to go camping with your families in the 70s, then you know, and maybe people still do because we don't camp, but they hung the big ball things outside your camper. So here's the new sequins. So I've used these a couple of times. Yes,
I've used that on both of these.
They're super fun.
They are huge, and I love them. I did a tacky Christmas cards that are like classic tacky, and I used a ton of sequins on.
It reminds me of Christmas sweaters.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Was some tacky sweaters that are.
This is a fun set, cute. And I keep asking her if I can borrow it.
Well, I brought it with me, so maybe you can. Yeah, it layers really nicely, and then this is from the movie setting set, and it also has the celebrations dies because I love them.
Which movie is that one from?
I don't remember. I looked at that.
I don't. That's the only one that I don't know.
Watch the movies, and then I'll remember. Let me look it up.
And then here, if you go from all season to what he was intended for. And this one's really hard to tell. It is the velvet paper. Although I will tell you, I had a little piece of it on my table. And you know, if you watch me very often, that my cats like to join me. And if your cats lay on the velvet paper, it's no longer usable, especially if you have a white cat. I guess we could call it some reindeer here.
That's what I thought. It's from the Grinch. I was pretty sure, but I wasn't positive.
And then this is the one that I made for her Christmas. I mean, for her birthday card, because her birthday's on the 4th, 5th of July. So
it's festive.
It's an all-season set. It goes with the jar punch if you have that. So it's another set to coordinate with that. Mm-hmm. And I have one of the projects, if you are in my Christmas prep class, one of the projects we'll be doing on there is I will show you how to light some of this stuff up. So I'm either going to light this one up, I may light the nativity star up, or I may light the fireplace. I ordered the fireplace this week, so I don't have it yet. But all of those, you know, when you put the little, just like the one little fairy light in your card, we'll do that in the Christmas prep class. So you'll see how to do that. Then another one with the tree. This
And the
was my
plaid
first
paper.
one. Yeah, and the plaid paper. The plaid paper is super fun. It's got so many designs and so many colors. And then some super sparkly ones.
I know. I bought that paper and I still haven't used it.
Yeah, this is the new Balmy Blue paper, and it's all stamped on shimmery white.
I bought it to go with these animals, but I didn't do the glitter with the animals yet. This is also, if you saw our first live, it's on there, but this is 3 of the sizes. There's one size bigger than this of the Celebrations dies, and then I think 1 or 2 sizes smaller. And then these are also the animals from the Menagerie Mix-Up, which I have about 1 million of them that I'm in the process of making. This is how many I have left to cut out. I have cut out a stamp case of pieces so far.
It's one of those ones that
put them all together in theory.
It either needs a die, or if you own a scan and cut, that would be a fabulous one to use for
yes. I was all about it, and then I got about halfway through both sheets, and I was really tired of cutting them out.
So when you're cutting all the ears, are you doing them individually or leaving them whole? Oh, yeah, I guess it's one of the things she's going to show us, so she can show us then. I'm going to stamp with this one in a little bit. It's going to look totally different than this one. So this one, if you love to color, if you're a fan of coloring, this is fun. If you're not a fan of coloring, you'll like my next one. And then I have my fun little pop-up. So this one, I like it says, this one's on me, Merry Christmas, with the little coffee cup. And then I made it so it popped up.
Do you want your coffee cup? It's over there.
I'm sure. Oh, no, that's the broken one.
Oh, then I don't know where it is.
Yeah, if you get the wraps, watch my video before you mess up your cups by trying it the wrong way, because I've already messed up a couple. So this is a fun little pop-up. Super simple. If you did a bunch of you did the pop-up that I did with the mirror cats. It's the exact same card. And then this one is all of the metallic papers, and it's from the other Christmas saying set. We have 2 really good Christmas saying sets this year.
I have the movie one, and you have like just the sayings, right? And then I did grab that one. That's with the set that you like, also using metallic paper. I wanted something simple. I don't know that I love it yet. I'm going to keep working on it.
You could put some sequins on it.
Yeah, but I already did sequins on all the other ones.
We'll find something to stick on it as we look through. So I will show you one card.
Plop them in. Also, if you don't buy these to store everything in, you should. I have 1 million of them, and they're everywhere. Most of them are stuffed with cards. This one is stuffed with random pieces of paper, and then I have a whole set of them, actually probably 2 sets that I have labeled like ribbon, DSP, extra stamps from all the paper pumpkins. Anything that I can fit in one of these gets stored in one of these, and I love them. But every time I come over here, I have one, and it's full of cards.
Here's each of those. The cards I created yesterday.
Are these your bows?
Yeah.
Here's more bow stuff. This one's a Christmas card. This one is a super cute Christmas tag. I love this ribbon. It's got, I dropped it. It's got this pattern on it. There you go. Now you can see it.
So the cards
super
I made
cute.
Yesterday are missing.
Which ones did you make?
Well, maybe I will stamp the 2 trees.
Oh, yeah. They're right there.
This is what happens when you have so much piles on your table. So the first thing I'm going to show you, because if you've been out shopping much during 2020, who goes shopping anymore, right? It's a thing of the past. I was at TJ Maxx the other day, which is one of my favorite stores, that Home Goods Marshalls. But they were stocking the 4th of July stuff. Like literally making a display of 4th of July. So I guess they're going to try to pass it off as Labor Day.
Close enough.
But then at the front, at the checkout, the thing up there was all graduation Ray Dunn stuff, and it all said 2020 on it. So if a lot of the things that we may normally buy for Christmas, one of my friends works with somebody who's a manager at Lowe's, and she said that their Lowe's is expecting to be out of appliances by like September. And then they don't know that they'll get any more until March. So every time we say like the plaid paper might be a little bit delayed, it's not going to be, you don't have a refrigerator delayed. So we've been thinking of things that you might want to make for Christmas gifts just to have some handy in case you can't buy anything. And especially for people who don't make cards, this would be a fun gift to give them. So yesterday on my video, I did, this is the Life is Beautiful set. Let me switch the camera down.
I'll hold it down here. So
where's my mouse?
Right there.
My computer screen's all the way across the room. Oh, come on. There we go.
This set.
So this is the Life is Beautiful. And yesterday I did the fall and the summer versions. So you can do all 4 seasons. So you could make somebody a set of cards. The sayings are nice and generic. I would probably add some happy birthdays to them. So I'm going to do the winter and the spring now. So I used this and then I used the new dry brush. So and on the Stamparatus. And the main reason I started with the Stamparatus was because this stamp is so large that if you get it, you're going to need the largest block. And a lot of people don't have the largest block. So if you're going to have to buy something, just go ahead and buy the Stamparatus. And then it makes using the dry brush a lot easier too. So let's get this in here. Find all my paper in my piles. So I'm going to do this spring one on magenta and the winter one on the moonlight because I was just going with a theme of in colors. And then I just have a little bit of sticky right here. And it just holds this down. And I don't use my magnet all the time because it often interferes with where I want my stuff to be. And then you just kind of make sure that's going to go where you want it. So let's get all these stamps out. I moved everything out of the way so I'd be able to. And on the one I did yesterday, I did the spring, winter. Winter, we're going to use Highland Heather on both. Yesterday I did a couple of different colors. Hi, Susan. You can see if anybody, I can't even see the YouTube people.
We have lots of people.
So here you go. I'm using an ink spot on this one because ink spots are great to use with your Stamparatus. And yesterday I two-toned this, but I'm not going to two-tone it on this one because this is going to be the spring and I don't want that cinnamon in there. Yesterday I added cinnamon. So just kind of brush it on there. I have the foam mat in my Stamparatus that works well if you're using the photopolymer. And I don't know if you can see it's got such pretty definition.
Here.
This tree.
Can I pick it up?
Oh no, because it'll move it.
Never mind. I was going to show them.
I guess we'll show you at the end. And then I'm going to take this thing off because I'm going to add doing spring. Right? Yes, that's what I said. So for spring, yesterday I used leaves. You could use some leaves, but I'm going to use all these little things that are going to turn into flowers. So I'm going to start, I picked some spring colors. So I'm going to go Daffodil Delight. And yesterday I did some two-tones. On today's cards, you don't have to because I'm just going to make this be a lovely, fun spring thing. But the nice thing is that this stamp, especially, and the snowflakes, you'll be able to use them just for backgrounds. Because look how pretty those dots are. So now I've got some yellow flowers. I know our spring trees don't go in all these colors, but that's okay. Mine's going to. And then I've got Highland Heather. And I didn't clean them off because I'm going from light to dark and because I'm stamping it all the way off. So kind of fill this in. And then our magenta. And this one I'm not going to add as many because it's going to be a super bright color on top of it. Maybe one more over here. So now you can see you just have pretty spring colors. Whoops, this way. So easy. But those dots, how pretty would a card be just with the dots, just in colors? You don't even have to use them as any kind of background. So now I'm going to put on the dry brush. And yesterday I used cinnamon, mostly cinnamon. I think that, and cherry on the one. No, the other red that looks like cherry.
Poppy.
It starts with an M. Merlot. I need some wine. So I'm going to drag this on here. And this is gray granite. I'm just going to use it on both of these.
I love that stamp. I use it a lot.
And this one works really well for you to just drag the color on.
Because you want the stripes anyways.
So drag that on there. And then I'm going to put in a piece of scrap paper because I don't want to cover up my whole tree. And really where I want to take the ink off is right here in the middle. So I'm going to press right there. And you can see it's taken off that part. So now when I stamp on this, I can just mostly go around the edges. And you can see this isn't fitting quite flat because this is a red rubber stamp. And then I have the foam pad in it. But for this particular technique, it works really well because it's not hitting that middle part. So here's our spring one. Now let's do the winter. So the stamp apparatus makes it easy. Just pop that off. We'll pop this one back on. And for the winter tree, I'm going to do its stem in the gray granite. Oh, here we go. And you can always, since you have this, you can kind of tell on here where it's stamping. But the nice thing is with the stamp apparatus is you don't have to keep figuring it out. Like just double check. So for this one, I'm going to do its trunk in gray granite. That would be the other thing that would be fun about giving these cards is that you could just try lots and lots of color combinations. Hi, Marcella. And then I'm going to take my soft suede and just kind of rub some on it. So it's, because if you live in the Midwest or any place where all of the leaves disappear and it's literally just tree trunks in the winter, it's a little gray. We have this. So now it's not quite as, it's got that two-tone effect too. And then we've got some snowflakes. So for this one tree, you don't actually have leaves on it. So let's start with Seaside Spray. And I'm stamping off again. So we have that. Then we'll do Highland Heather. You want to make sure that you don't have all of your snowflakes going the same direction, which is easy to do because you're not thinking and you just start stamping. So just kind of spin the block around as you go. And then let's do our Misty Moonlight. There we go. And then some words. So for this one says thinking of you. Let's do it in the Misty Moonlight. After she just shut it. Let's go there. And I was just kind of basing it on where I hit the blue snowflakes the first time around. You can stamp your words first on these. On this one, when I did the autumn one, I also added some leaves at the bottom if they'd fallen off the tree. Let's pop this off. You can move that out of the way now. Just put it on the floor somewhere. We have way too much stuff on my little table. Oops, wrong way. So with this, I'm going to try it first without even re-inking it and see if I have enough still on there. Maybe just a tad more. So again, just drag this over. There's also a birdhouse and some dirt, which I'll add the ground back to these. This should be better now.
Yeah.
Yep. So now we have just a little bit of, but it's because I have this mat in here, it's also not plunking down on there all the way. So that's a nice feature of that. So there's this little, done with those. Just a little piece of ground. And I am a fan of not having your stuff float on cards. So I love that they included this. Just add it there. And if you were doing this, like if you were making gift sets, then do stuff like this where you do all the backgrounds at once, and then you do, because you could just keep popping them back in there, but you could add all of these at the end. And then did I leave any more words out? I thought I did. Yep. So there's either a life is beautiful or a hello. So let's do life is beautiful because that's a good one for the fall.
These?
Yes. Which ones did I not show?
This one.
Oh, yeah.
We'll put them back.
So let's just get, with this life is beautiful, I wanted the life, the life, you can tell what it says. So I made the is beautiful go off the trunk. I used this one already. So now we've got those. They're just pretty on. Hi, Luann. Hi, Marcella. There's more people. We've got Linda from Queensland. At least you guys aren't on total lockdown. If we still lived in Australia, we'd be on total lockdown because where we lived is. So now I'm going to move this stuff out of the way.
Okay.
Put all that stuff in there. And then I'm going to use, I used the hippo dies on the other one, but let's see if the celebration dies might work. So I just wanted to add something that was a little funny. Fun to it. This is the celebration label die. I'm going to use those in a little bit when I show you the muffin holder. So just put this on here. It just gives a little bit of easy dimension. Just pop those through. And it gives you a fun way to put your ribbon on as well. So you got that one. I have already ordered my new Stampin' cut and emboss. I don't know. I wish it had an easier name to remember what it was. My new machine. I ordered that this morning. It will be here. I didn't pay for overnight shipping because that was really the only thing that I needed. So I got 2 days. So I will show you it on Thursday. Tomorrow I already have plans with my girlfriend. So there was no need to get it here tomorrow. So here we go. Let's do the magenta. I love this color. If you don't have it yet, it's a fun hot pink. Now my other 2 cards, I used dyed ribbon, tulle ribbon, because I had it in those colors. And because I have my special this month was giving my dyed ribbon away in July. I'm down to just those 2 colors. So for these cards, we're going to have to put some different ribbon.
You have white?
Yep. So this one I'm just going to do.
Well, that would be pretty too, though. Mix it with that blue one. Actually, that mixed with this on there, and then this mixed with. Yeah, put this one with that on there.
So this is the Snowflake Splendor ribbon. And even though it's called Snowflake, you'll see on both these cards, we're going to do it on spring because it has, like, it picks up kind of the color that's laying on it. Hi, Tammy. I love that there's a spring stamp in here. I especially love that there's a spring stamp in here because I know when we get that's the August to December catalog for you girls in Australia or New Zealand, there's not a whole lot of spring. So this is. So I'm just going to put this around here and tie this. Yesterday I did it with the tulle, which is a little bit easier of a ribbon to work with. This has a little bit, it's not wiry, but because of the sparkle in it. So you just want to put it there and then tie a knot. Here. And then I'll do a bow. And then I'm going to pass it over to Carissa and let her finish the next step.
You got it.
So you can see it's kind of cattywampus, but we can flip all that around when we... So this just needs to be taped on with a Stampin' Seal. So just put your Stampin' Seal around and tape that on there.
You took the Stampin' Seal.
And then I will do, I think just this ribbon. I don't even think it needs the colored ribbon. I think because it'll cover up the tree.
Oh, I thought that one would be pretty with actually, it looks like snowflakes.
Okay, let's do that one then.
I thought this would
So
be
this is the plain white tool. This is how I did them yesterday. Take a little bit more. And then double it over. And then just pull it here. This one's a little bit easier to tie than the snowflake one. And because it's doubled, you're going to get a little bit more of a puffy bow, but this ribbon's nice and see-through. So just puff that out and then trim those off. And then I'll let her put that one on there. And then I need my dimensionals, which I may have to pull some out of over here. Oh, that'll work. So this is some that are almost gone. And I like to use them all the way up. So I'm just going to cut them into little sections. Because, you know, who wants to throw this away? Because it's perfectly good dimensionals. So I'm going to use these straight bits and put them here. And then pull these off. And I want to have it, thanks, Sharon. I want to have it, the first time I made it, I did stick this on here and it was too close. You couldn't tell that it was cut out. So just do a double layer of dimensionals. Everybody that shares this on Facebook or on YouTube will go into a drawing, and these cards that I'm making now, somebody's going to win the set. I'll draw the names at the end of tomorrow from everybody that shared. You do have to have your page so I can tell that you shared, or just tell me that you shared. So now just stick this back in just like a puzzle, and don't plunk it down until you know it's matched up. The main thing is to get that trunk right there matched up. But now because it's the double layer, you can see that underneath. Then, oh, I do need the bucket back. And I'll let you do the next thing.
I took it all the way across the room.
So stick these on here because I used the little in color enamel dots. So anytime you're making a set of something, because I went with the one color scheme, then I was able to get just these, and it'll work for all the cards. So pull these off. And then add the second. This one would also be fun with another little spritz of shimmer on it. Yeah. Because it could look frosty. You can put a pink one just right there. So these are the in color dots. So yesterday I used yellow. You could do yellow.
Yeah.
And on this one, you could even do the cinnamon, even though we didn't use cinnamon on the tree.
Right here?
Yep. And then just slide this one down underneath. And again, just make sure it's lined up before you press. And then once it is, you're going to put the blue one on there?
Yeah.
So get the midnight.
Moonlight.
Moonlight. Did I say midnight?
That's
so this color. One's missing it because I didn't do it on my first two. So this one you can see it has the birdhouse. You could add the birdhouse to all of them
using markers. So I will make sure that it does not take that long with you guys. Or do you just want me to hand it to you and you can cut it? Yeah. This is already a card. Double check that it's a card back, and then this needs to be a card front. Scoot centered for a second. So for this, I am just going to take, I'm already dropping stuff, the giant block. I actually used my Stamparatus thing because it's also the right size for this. And I use my blocks for the painting rather than the actual purpose of them, which is stamping. I need to find my, there it is. There's my faucet. So if you look at it this way, it's easier to tell not colored. It is the same type of artwork. Do you have the artistry blooms?
Yes. I
feel like they look, that's why I got them, because I thought they looked the same and I thought it would be cool to try and combine the two. Let me move that out of the way. I think she's finding it for us. I'll get the stamp out. I also like all of the sayings. It's fun. Yeah. So to me, like, they're not perfect, but I do think the artwork is extremely similar on the two of them. Don't you think they look alike? Yeah. Even like the extra like little pumpkins and leaves on this look like the flowers on that one. So that's why I got it. So I'm just going to use Memento on this. Anytime I'm painting, I stamp with Memento. There we go. And then I'm going to take the stamp off and stick it to here for later.
Did you get your hands dirty?
Oh yeah, real dirty. real dirty. That's fine. And then when I paint this, well, first I'm going to open up a new Stella. So that way, those of you that don't use these will buy tons of them because they're the best thing ever. I use this on every card I make. Every single time. I can't help myself. Sometimes I'll like go into it and I'll be like, this is a boy card. I'm not going to use Stella. And then I'll use Stella. My Father's Day card this year from my dad was painted entirely in Stella.
But it was the whiskey thing.
Yeah, I used the whiskey set, but whiskey is shiny if you think about it. So when you get it, you're going to unscrew this. You'll pull off this little black ring and then put this back on. Screw it all the way down. That will release all of your shimmer. So the way I painted this, I took the basic black Stampin' Right marker because gray was not in my theme. I wanted it to be black because I had on black jeans and a pink tank top and copper eyeshadow. So I only was using those colors. So I put a bunch of the black on this block. So that way you can get lots of different shades of it. And then for the first time, there's going to be a lot of shimmer that comes out of this if you're like me. So I do it next to it so that way I can use it with some other colors too. There you go. There's all of, if you've never seen what this looks like by itself, it's very, very shimmery. It's tons of little sparkles all in one. So I started with the black on this one. Just kind of drawing it into the edge because I wanted to pick out which areas were black. Make sure I get some gray, some black. I'll start with the little pumpkin. Get the stem kind of dark. And then all of the things that kind of look like, I think they look like eucalyptus leaves. Don't you think so? Don't you think those look like little gum? Yeah, gum nuts. So I did all of the eucalyptus leaves in black. And I make some of them darker. And then I just paint until I run out of paint, which just naturally makes a few of them lighter. But when you first do them and you have a ton of shimmer, all of them are just going to look like they're made of glitter. And that is the best look. Make this one a little darker. Then now that I've gotten some of the glitter off, I'm going to go back into the pumpkin. I'm going to do the lines a little darker, let them dry, and then come back in with another coat of the black. So that way it kind of has some definition. Get some more glitter in here. I also find that painting with this is really fun just because it's a little bit more watery. So on small images like this, the image itself isn't small, but with all the small pieces, it's easy to fill in all the little spots because it just kind of bubbles. Okay. I'm going to do one more of these and then do some of the other colors. Try and make these a little darker at the bottom. Just pull in
I love
that
the leaves are that gray color because it's unexpected. Yeah, like unexpected colors.
I did this as a test run. That's why I did not originally film it when I was doing it. And then I was done and I was like, man, I wish I would have filmed that because I like how it turned out. Then I'm going to grab a ton of black to go through and do the stem. That way you can kind of tell where it goes. I've got a little extra black on here, so I'm going to go ahead and do the stem over here. There we go. Okay, then where did I put that baby wipe?
I threw it in the trash.
Oh, that's fine. I'll wipe it on the side of the black. Get that extra. Actually, I can do it down here because I don't need that color right now. Then for some of this, I used the Rococo Rose stamp pad and then the cinnamon because it looks the most coppery to me. And for part of it, I did cheat and use the cinnamon blends just because I wanted 3 different shades of brown. So on here, I've got the dark blend, the light blend, and then an even lighter shade of cinnamon, which I got from blending the Stella with the ink pad. So that way I was still sticking to my 1 color theme, but with 3 shades of the same color. So I'm going to go in and do all the gum nuts in the dark blend. This is the dark blend, right? Yeah. That way they kind of stand out. Your dark blend's not as dark as my dark blend. Oh, there we go. Now it is. I can always add a little black into them. I normally color with the brush tip, but when I was doing this, it was the first time I used the little tip, and I did it on accident, and I kind of liked it. So for these, I'm going to do it again, especially since they're so small. And here's not as dark as mine. That's weird. Maybe I colored them twice. And then I also went ahead and went over the lines on the leaves, just so that way they've got that dimension. I don't know how everyone else colors with blends, but I always just trace the lines of the stamps. And then I figure that's good enough. most of the time it looks fine. Then with the lighter blend, I'm going to go in and color the leaves. And then for my, oh, I did that leaf gray last time. That's fine. I can paint gray over brown. It'll be something different. So for the pointy leaves, that way I've got lines in them, and this will be my medium shade of cinnamon. And then for the little wheat sticks, I would assume that's what they are. They look like wheat, don't you think? These guys?
Yeah.
They will be with the ink pad, so they're the lightest shade of cinnamon. It doesn't have to be perfect. I never do them perfect. There we go. Then just squeeze in the middle of this. All of mine. Yours doesn't have it yet. Every ink pad I own has a bunch of glitter left in the lid. So pull some glitter off of here. I'm just going to make a really light shade of brown. And do these with it. So that way they are wispy and sparkly and all good things. I also don't do these very neatly just because I feel like naturally they're kind of a fuzzy plant.
This would be a really pretty stamp set if you are going to any weddings.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be
fall.
a good fall wedding card, because instead of the sentiments that come with it, you could easily just throw in a congratulations. Get some of these a little darker with some dots in here.
Would actually make a very pretty wedding bouquet if you were getting married in the winter. It looks like
you could find these plants in these colors or just paint them.
If you want to keep painting to the side where they can see you paint and me, do you want to move on to the next one? Then we can do two things at once. That's what you get when you get two people at the same time.
Stack of things that I have near me.
Oops.
Yeah, it'll be covered up. Right there. Thanks. I will.
Okay, so she can keep painting, and if you have a question, we'll try to keep looking at the thing about what she's doing as she paints, but that way you can see her paint and me do this next card. So on my website yesterday, I posted a couple of the little list
in here.
The little list of what, it's not long, but some of the things they expect to go in back order. I'm going to switch to this view for just a second. There are, I don't remember, maybe 8-10 things that they think that might go on back order, maybe even today. The plaid paper's one. Not a whole lot of things that I've used other than the plaid paper, which I know a lot of you wanted the plaid paper, so make sure you get it today before it goes. It'll come back, but you might have to wait. Then the other things were the cups and the little carriers. So I'm going to show you. These are the carriers. I'll show you how to make one. I'll put it together.
I'm missing all the good stuff down here.
I'm going to switch back over so you can see both. You don't really have to see, but these are great carriers, and they fit the coffee cups. So let me get the camera. So they come flat, and I can't remember. Let's see. You get 8 of them in a package. So I wanted to do something. Like I said, if you were watching earlier, one of my friends, Peggy, asked if you could bake muffins in the cups. So I'm pretty sure you can bake them. I'm not sure if they're food. I mean, they're drink safe to, I think it was 300 degrees. We found out a lot about the cups, but nobody really knew whether or not you should be drinking out of them. So I wanted to do something where you could put muffins in them. There's a funny story to go with this. So here's our Halloween paper. And this paper
is the most gorgeous paper that's ever been created.
It's super, super pretty.
I'm
and I know
with it.
Some of you are like, I don't do Halloween. So you don't even look at that page. Well, for one, you're going to miss a ton of cute stuff on that page that doesn't have to be Halloween. And I'm going to show you a couple of things on it. But what I really like, what they did with this year's Halloween paper, is on most of the designs, you have one piece that if you don't use it at Halloween, you could use it anytime.
Yeah,
or
that
you could
one's
do a really
gorgeous.
elegant Halloween.
It's the most elegant.
So like on
Halloween
this side,
I've
it's got
ever
bats, but this side it's just roses.
So pretty.
And my fingers are stuck. This is the piece I'm going to use. And I don't even, it's not even pumpkins. It's more little flowers. But the color combination is beautiful. So we're going to use this piece now.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it's spider webbish.
But it's lace.
But it's lace.
That's lace. That's gorgeous.
So, I mean, if you look really close, these right here are spider webs. But if you put something on top of it when you stamp, nobody's ever even going to see that that's a spider web. So we're going to use that in a second. Here's in another color.
I love all of it.
It's Cajun.
I love it so much.
Some more bats.
They're lace.
Yeah, they're lacy bats.
I love that.
So it gives you a great option if you are going to, if you want some Halloween, like this one's just stripes. But I know a lot of times we don't use up all of the Halloween. Now this one is super fun because look at it. It's all grungy and it's got the roses and the little tiny spider webs.
I hoard Halloween paper. I have a problem.
One of my girlfriends, one of her favorite things is Bite Me. I think this would make a lovely Bite Me card because it's roses and spider webs, you know, when you send it to your friends as a joke. And then it's just stripes on the other side. And then this one, nothing Halloween about that. Just some pretty peacock lace and some more roses.
Flowers.
So don't think I don't do Halloween and don't look at this paper because you'll be really sad. You'll
like
start
that
to
could
be
make a wedding card.
Yeah.
Peacock side.
And then here's
fanciness.
The checks on one side and the spiders on the other. Because you'll start to see stuff and you'll be like, where'd they get that paper? And it's because it came from the Halloween set. And then all the stuff that goes with it, super pretty. And I'm going to use a couple of them on this project. So to do these, they fit together. You just fold them on the fold lines, super easy. And the cups hold 8 ounces. So they're larger cups. I know a lot of people were like, oh, I did those. I've done the mini cups before and I put in 2 Hershey Kisses. These would hold a stack of Hershey Kisses. So it would also be fun to make the same thing I'm going to show you and use 2 cups and then fill it with Halloween candy. So you'd have a little carrier for your Halloween candy. So it just fits like that. If you could add some adhesive here to get it to sit, to make sure it doesn't fall apart, but it's if you like go to the bakery and you get something, and these are food safe as well. So then I have this paper. I just cut it in 2-inch strips. So I've already done one with this side that is more of a fall one. And then this one's just going to be straight Halloween. So I didn't want to waste any paper. So I just laid it on here. And then I kind of pinched it here. Hold it here, pinch it here, and when you take it off, you can fold them. And just make sure those creases are nice and foldy. But see, on this, you're not going to really be able to tell that it's a spider web, except I want you to be able to tell. So where's my Seal Plus? The Seal Plus is a better option for this because it holds so super strong. I hope I can get it. When you do it at this camera angle, it's never easy.
I couldn't get it earlier, so I was doing it for the camera.
Because your arms are stretched out. So just add some to every panel. And then just go back over here. And just lay it in the middle. You could do it so it covered the whole thing, but there's going to be craft showing on it at some point. And because this cardstock's 12 by 12, by cutting the 2 inches, you get more pieces out of it. And I think that little border looks fine. Mm-hmm. So then just take another scrap piece, because every time it's going to end up with a little scrap, and just lay them right here. And again, pinch that over. Flip that. And then this one I'll just cut. So it takes about 1.5 strips of this to do box. Just try to lay that on there so it's mostly matched up. And then just take your scissors on this last one and trim that. And then you have a super cute little box. And then I wanted to make a little tag to hang on it. Let's get this folded in a little bit more. So I'm going to use the Celebration Labels dies. It's called Celebration Tidings. This is the set that's part of the plaid suite. So it goes with the plaid paper.
I just bought the dies because I love them.
Yeah, and I'm going to use this big die here. So they are designed to, if you want to make fold over things for your bags. I don't need this giant thing. I probably could, and there's probably a way I could make the big tag with it, but I was doing this late last night, and so I'm like, yeah, this is going to work just fine, just like this. So I have, I've taken the lacy spider web and the spider. I need a piece of white. Oh, here we go. And then this one, obviously the color scheme is going to be super simple. So I'm just going to stamp. The spider web. And put that here. So even though, again, this is a spider web, if you put any kind of a tag or a saying or an embellishment right there all through the year, nobody's going to know it's a spider web unless you've made it to be a spider web. So let's get the Celebration Label die. On my other one, the pumpkins, I was able to go this way. This time I'm going to go this way. I'll just run that through the machine. So there are there's plates in the catalog that work with this machine and will work with the new one. So if you are needing new plates, don't think that you have to buy the old ones to use. Let's just roll that through. And so if you want, then at this point, you can fold it here or you can fold it here. You can see how they have the little fold lines. I'm just going to cut mine. And let me show you the biggest one. This is the biggest die that you get. So here's a card front. So it's bigger than a card front. And this is really nice for the bags that are as part of the suite. It's huge. And then they layer down from that size all the way to this size here. We have so much stuff on the table. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to use this little thing here to be my guide. So it would actually give you two, because if you were going to stamp this, since it's photopolymer, you can just come back over on this one then and stamp that. And I'm going to take my spider. I wish there was a die for the spider. So just stamp him on a little bit of scrap. He's not a scary spider. He's just a fun little spider. And I'm just going to trim him out. Actually, I was going to do two. And I just stamped one. I haven't made this yet. So, you know, it's in my head from yesterday. I'm not going to trim him out perfect because I don't want his little legs to fall off. But just kind of around him. And then here are two of the other pieces of the Halloween suite. And my friend Susan has made it a goal to use this ribbon on every card that she creates.
It's so cool.
Which I don't know that she'll do it on every card she creates. but it makes great snow. And you can color it. We colored it with our blends the other day. So it is like supposed to be spider webby, but it also looks
pretty.
Very wedding-y. It looks very snowy.
It looks like loose chicken wire.
Yeah,
she lost its shape.
She put it on the card with the elf that said, "Don't let your tinsel get in a tangle," because it looks like tinsel. So again,
do we still have like a farm-looking set? Because it would be cute over like a basket with like a chicken or an egg in it. Yeah,
it's really, really pretty. And again, if you just skip the Halloween because you don't do Halloween, you're gonna miss that. I'm just gonna put this on here. And you can see it's going to make a really pretty bow for this. Just going to tie this up here. I will finish this off like all the way decorated with my tag attached and post it on Facebook and on my website so you can see it over there. But look how fun that is. It's a super fun, wispy, light bow. It's almost as fun as my tulle. And you could do tulle and this. You could color some of this black. And then for our little tag here, I'm going to put this on here so it hangs. And again, I will do that and I'll post it on my blog for you to see the finished one. And then these are the Iridescent Pearls. Again, part of the Halloween suite. I
love them. I bought those immediately.
Beautiful colors. They're black based, but they're iridescent.
They also have black glitter paper on that page that goes with it.
And the black glitter paper would be pretty with this. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to take one of these.
You could do black glitter paper in a 2-inch and then a 1-inch or 1.5 of the pattern over top of it.
These would be fun. These guys are thinking about having a Halloween party. This paper, these accessories, this little stamp, it would make a great invitation.
Yes, it would.
And I used up all those dimensionals. So, no, it's fine. I'll finish it later. So just, you could put this on with a dimensional, and then I'm going to hang the tag from here. So for this one, you could do either muffins or candy, or it would be fun if you were having a party, like to do one side candy in a cup and the other side print the invitation and kind of swirl it up and stick it in the cup, because that way you would have some cups to use as well. So this is this one. Then let me show you what I did to the same, because I used this piece of paper the other direction. And then for my friend Peggy, who wants to bake muffins in them, I got these from Amazon. So they're just the little muffin cups. I colored this tag. This is on shimmer paper. I'll do a full tutorial on this one and post it on YouTube. So it's just on the white shimmer. It's going to have to be double mounted onto something else because that shows through and you don't want your tag to look like that. But look how pretty that is. So it matches the paper and it's shimmery. It's hard to tell because of the light, but because it's shimmer paper, that's shimmery. So here's my box, and I used this ribbon is also in the catalog. It is the Embroidered Ribbon. This is the catalog where I feel like all of the names they came up with were just kind of just what they are. So you can see these are the little paper cups, and they just fit right in here. And then let me show you how to finish them off after you've baked it. I have to go get them because, you know, if you watch me, you know my cats hop on the table. So these had to be someplace where the cats won't hop. I was making these last night, and my husband said, are these for dinner or for dessert? Now, to be honest, if I was making this, I would put pumpkin muffins in them, but it's August. It's August 4th. It's actually my dad's birthday. He turns 80 today, and he still works full time. So he's a young 80. So my husband said, are these for dessert or for dinner? And I said, they are a prop because these are zucchini cheese muffins. because I didn't want to make pumpkin muffins in August. So you just take these out. And then these are so the only thing I'm using on this project that you can't get from Stampin' Up! Is the actual muffins. So these are our 6x8 cello bags. And they fit just perfect for this size. And then when Carissa got here, she said, "Can I have one of those muffins?"
They look delicious.
So nobody was happy that they were frosts. They make a great, very professional looking muffin. This recipe is delicious. And you know, I wanted zucchini muffins in August, not pumpkin. Let me hand my twine. I laid it over there.
Which one?
Just the plain old twine. It's in the bottom of.
There we go.
Oh, so much stuff on the table. So for this, I'm just going to use just our basic twine. And then just tie the top. But think how cute these would be with the pumpkin thing in it with this design. Or you could get the lemon stamp and make some lemon poppy seed muffins. Or we have a bunch of stuff that once you start thinking about it. So it looks like you just went to the bakery, and we did go to the bakery on Friday when we did our little zoo trip, and we bought muffins that were delicious. They were blueberry. You could do blueberry in this, blueberry lemon. But we paid $6 for 2 muffins. So my muffins don't cost $6 for 2.
You said I could eat them.
Well, you don't have to eat them right now. They'll get your hands dirty.
I don't mind. They look delicious.
So then I have this that I've covered. I'll add my little tag. And again, when I do the full tutorial, then I'll have it all the way finished because I'm going to hang this on here. And then these fit. You kind of just bend those edges down. And you stick these in here. And how incredibly sweet is this? So again, if you think, well, I'm not going to give anybody any kind of a drink thing, and this will be cuter when it's hanging up here, because I'll make a little top bow for it. But just because you don't drink coffee or you don't think you'll give anybody kind of a coffee drink, don't overlook these. So I'll dangle that from there. But like I said, I was doing this last night at about 8 o'clock, and I still had to bake the muffins, and we hadn't had dinner. So I'm pretty sure that's why when I started baking muffins at 8 o'clock at night, my husband thought they were for dinner. He can have one today. So that's that. How fun is that?
Yeah, this is painted.
Yep. Now you can go over and finish yours.
It was definitely a little faster now watching TV and doing it. I also stopped in the middle to make dinner, I think. So, this is finally done. I'll hold it up so you guys can see it. We've got... Also, I always paint off on the edge like this because I think one day I'll end up using all those scraps. I haven't yet, but I think they're pretty because they're shimmery. So
you should run one with the pumpkin dye. Will the pumpkin dye fit on it? See if it's sparkling. Maybe. It would also be pretty with
Can I have the big shot, please? So for this, I will
share the recipe, and I will also put the link for where I got the muffin cups on my blog when I do the YouTube post. I'll put the recipe link down in this when we're done.
I debated which I wanted the card colors in for a long time, but I think there is this border die in there, and I think this border die shows up better on black. So that is why I did a black card base.
So we have people watching from the Netherlands. Chris has been to the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I went to Holland for a weekend. But she stayed for a while when she studied in Spain. One of her friends is from there.
Yeah.
We have somebody watching from England. I lived in Scotland for a couple of years.
I lost my dies. They're in my pile of stuff.
Oh,
here's my pile of stuff.
So we have people watching from all over. Thanks, guys.
Here we go. Autumn Essentials. That is these. So this actually comes with a lot of dies. It's got the ones to make different pumpkin shapes to add the lines to your pumpkins, and then 2 different border dies, and then all of these little like wheat dies that I'm going to be using. But I used this border die because I thought it was the coolest. Where is your washi tape?
Just for sticky.
Yeah, I always.
Anytime I use border dies, I'm so looking forward to the magnetic plate because I wasn't a fan of the one with this.
I use the magnetic plate at home, but anytime I do border dies, just so they're straight, I washi tape them down for good measure. Move this around. I just want to make sure that they are staying. And the top one. There we go. So I'll start with that. I thought about running this through an embossing folder as well. I debated for a long time when I made the card, but since so much of the front gets covered up, I decided I could live without it. We're going to have a whole bunch of little pink thingies everywhere. I'll leave that till I clean it out. Get the rest of them off. Okay, then we're gonna cut out. It's dry enough. Usually I let it dry a little bit before I cut it out, but it is good enough for now. Then I did not line it up very well the last time, so I'm gonna try a little harder this time. I was not paying enough attention. Let's get it a little closer. I love that these cut these out so well, but I also don't love how long it takes for me to line them up because I struggle with these. And then I always have crooked borders. Okay. I think that's pretty close. We'll call it good enough. Will you cut me a strip of this?
Which ones are you cutting?
Those 3. But they don't have to be perfect. I just need the edges of them. Oh, that's much better than the last time I did it. Okay. Still not 100% perfect, but a lot closer. So that's what that looks like now. And then the last thing. Oh, I did like 9 of them.
Yeah.
That's why I ran out of copper paper and told you I needed more. The last thing is
nothing
going
like
to
having
be
to stamp at your mom's house and
using all her stuff.
Using her stuff. Although I will say that if those of you who know Sarah, the president of Stampin' Up, she did an Instagram live the other night when her daughter was at her house and she was ordering. So nothing like the president of the company and you're ordering stuff because she had to have stuff from the holiday catalog. But the very
my favorite was when she asked if she had the in colors.
Yeah, she asked her mom
of course
if she
I would have the in colors.
So that was fun. I sent it to Carissa because I'm like, yeah, this feels a little familiar.
Yep. And then for this, I'm not going to do as many right now just because it'll take a while, but I did cut out a ton of these just because I love the extra flair that the foil paper
Oh, is your
offers.
team leader, did her daughter speak on stage a couple of years ago? Maybe like in Orlando? I know that somebody from, I don't remember if she was from the Netherlands, but I remember that somebody, that's a comment on YouTube. I'm trying to lean over her and see comments on both sides. But my glasses don't
use
work.
the whole stem, especially since it gets covered up. So I just try and mostly get the leafy parts on so I can get as many out of the paper as possible. There's where I put it. I was like, where did it go? And it is nice that these don't have to be perfect. They just make it fun. If you want to adhere this to the card back.
Sure. Where's just the regular seal?
It is.
I see it. It's back there.
Way back yonder.
So if you don't have these yet, you're missing, because let me show you on this one. So if you get this on here, and how many of us have like stuck something on and we're like, oh, and like it's all stuck and we're like, that is not where I wanted that. With this regular seal, you have, I think, about 5 minutes where it just pulls up. Because anything else, you can't do that on the Seal Plus. It will rip your card because it's pretty permanent, but it's great for like the boxes and sticking ribbon on. But the seal is repositionable until it's all the way set.
To this. Also, I cut a black border on this one. I'm not going to do that because it takes forever. So if you want a black border, you know how to cut. So then
you could run the die through.
Yeah, but then there'd be a gap.
Not much. You could fix it.
I thought about it. Maybe next time, or when I finish this up later.
I do like it with the black.
Okay, fine. We'll do a black border. Do you have a piece of black paper handy?
Where's your die?
Right here. So I thought about doing that, but then I didn't want to do that.
It's super striking.
Yeah. I will stamp my sentiment while we wait. So I just did Rococo Rose on the Rococo Rose because I like that it's not really the focal point of the card, but it is there. I also have lost the stamps now. That is not them. Have you seen the stamp set?
It has to be down there.
No, I have the dirty stamp on top. The one that got my hands all messy. So I moved it.
It's right here.
Oh, there we go.
That
I'll cut this out. We'll do a cheap border.
I like cheap borders because I like quick and easy.
I do quick and easy when I'm doing videos for other people. When it's just me messing around, I tend to take a longer amount of time on the card. Okay. And then it has a couple different sayings. I liked the font on the Hello Friend, but you could also stick on the Autumn Greetings. I mostly picked the Hello There Friend because it fit in the amount of space that I had, because I stuck this on the card thinking I wasn't going to do a sentiment, but then it kind of needed one. I need a block.
It's sparkly because you've got shimmer paint on my
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh my god! Everything's going to be shimmery now because it's on the plate.
Everything in my craft room is sparkly because of.
What is it?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Hello there, friend. There we go. Okay. Now we have our cheap border. It's going to go this way, I think. I need Stampin' Seal. Stick on one half at a time.
I'm getting text. You can probably hear it, but it's when you need both your iPad and your iPhone to make this work. There's no way for me to turn it off.
Doesn't line up very well.
It'll be good enough.
I don't think I like it.
It's gonna look beautiful.
No, it won't.
And if your choice is cutting it all out or doing that,
yeah, I'll cut it out. I like how it looks cut out. See, it's just
it looks fine. The same. Now just stick your copper things where it's missing.
I will, but it's not the same. So then when I do these, I lay them
Deborah. Hi,
on
Michelle.
the table first. I want 3. I had 9 last time, so I'll do 3 and 3 for now. On the 2 corners, I want them on. Make sure.
That's another good feature of the seal is that I've been like sticking it on the back of here and I line stuff up and then you can move it.
I always do all mine with dimensionals. I adhere everything with dimensionals. Yeah, so that should fit on the card just fine. So then I'm going to take these.
If there is anything in the catalog, the holiday catalog that you want to see, any embellishments or papers or ribbons, I have most of them.
I have some of it too with me.
So comment, and then when I'm done with my next card, we'll get that stuff out and show you whatever it is that you want to see.
Okay. About here. Then I'm just going to stick these in. Looks a little better when it's fuller, but it is fine for now. Then make sure they're all
here. I'll run a couple more for you. How many more you need?
I think I did like 10 on my last card. This one's got 6. There's another one of them. I do like that it comes with 3 different ones. One that's by itself, one with 1 branch, and one with 2, just because it made it faster to do everything, because you can roll out 3 at a time. Make a little bunch, and find the nearest dimensional, stick them to it.
I love that all of our new dies, they always come out so easy.
I know. That's so nice. Okay. And these I'm just going to do with some seal.
The new Stampin' Up! Website went live today. So if you go to order from either of us, you will see the new one. So it does have a fun feature that's a wish list. And you can make a wish list and send it to those who buy you gifts. And that way it'll be super easy, because all they'll have to do is click on all the little links. It's kind of like a registry for stamp stuff. How fun is that? So, you know, instead of getting something for Christmas that you don't want, or for your birthday or Mother's Day, you can get something that is actually on your wish list. So that's one of the new features. It also has a, for one, it just looks like it's from this century and not last, because the other one was from last century. So right before I started hooking everything up to go live, I checked and it was live. So hopefully it doesn't have any problems.
It's not too far off from the last one. So here it is. I think the extra ones did help a little bit. I need to scoop this one over. Pull that out, put it back in.
So which one is the one you did today?
This one.
You can't hardly tell that the black is not.
Yeah, but it's not an even border. It's
It
fatter.
still offsets everything.
Yes.
You know, it's a mother-daughter
I have my preferences.
I would rather save time. She would rather make it look beautiful. Super pretty. How pretty is that? I love it.
Might be my new favorite color combination. I also colored this one today a little bit differently. So there we go. Now they're both in there, so you can kind of see. Also, I didn't say this because you were making a card. When I paint large flowers like this, some people just do them one color. If I'm painting with the Stella, I do each petal individually and grab different amounts of ink from inside the lid, so that way your flower looks more like a flower, because they're not all just one color. That's why I like painting over using the blends, because the blends would make them more one color.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So you want to do another one, or you want me to go?
You can go.
Okay, so for this one, I'm going to do the Nativity, and you've seen the one. What?
Kite muffin.
She wants to eat a muffin. For those of you that were at the Stampin' Up! Thing, I don't know, it's probably been 3 or 4 years ago, Shelly and Sarah did a muffin thing, and Sarah insisted on eating the muffin. So, you know, in that case, Sarah becomes the child. And it was a cupcake. It was old. You can eat a muffin, but just don't chew on camera.
I will.
So for this one, I'm going to use, I'm going to scoot back over in the middle since she's not sitting here right now. This is the paper that comes with heartfelt greetings Suite, I think is what it's called. It is the one that goes with the mugs. So I'm a real huge fan of mixing everything together. And then when I do my try it classes, I keep everything together in suites, which is very rare for me. I don't do that. So that's one of the reasons I like putting my try it class together, is because it forces me to do some stuff that I don't normally do. So here's Old Olive, and then here's the one side and here's the other. And this might not be the paper that you would normally go to when you're doing a nativity card, but I just wanted it to be kind of traditional Christmas. So this is cut 4x6 because it's 12 by 12 paper. So I'm just going to stick this in here and take a little bit off the bottom. You don't have to measure, just get some off the bottom. And then that gives me this little piece here that I can flip over and put here. Are the muffins good? Mm-hmm. They might need butter. No. They're cheesy zucchini. So, and it calls for sour cream. I make them with yogurt. And you can put onions in them. I did not put any onions in it, but it does make it a little bit more savory. So here's this. And then for this one, I'm going to use the dies that go with the nativity. I'm not actually going to use the nativity stamp. And this is our brass paper, which was new to the annual catalog. So I'm going to take the stable, the palm trees, the Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, a sheep, a donkey, a star, and another palm tree. Here, let's switch these two. Here's my time-saving thing as opposed to not. If I can get them all on one sheet of paper for one pass-through, that's what I'm going to do. So this on here. This stable comes out with the wood. It's really pretty. So now we have all of our pieces. Look how pretty the stable is. Can you see it's got the wood grain already in it. So then I'm going to take the star also comes embossed. So these two I can just leave as is. Then we've got the sheep. And this is our textile folder that's from the annual catalog. And I'm going to throw them all in here. But not all. Like I'm going to do one tree. Maybe I'll do all of them. So just lay these in here. They don't have to go any certain direction. Are you going to need the big shot again? Oh, you weren't going to show you're just showing your menagerie. She is like over there majorly sucking down that muffin.
I didn't eat breakfast.
So she can't really talk.
I can do that.
So here's, once we've sent them through. This would be a nice card if you have to make multiple Christmas cards because it goes pretty fast. So let's stick this part together. First, I'm going to use just the seal. And I'm going to put a little strip down here where I cut these two apart. And then just line it up. And because it's the seal, if I make this too big for the card, I can move it. Nope, we're good. And then I'm going to use something that doesn't go with the suite because, you know, I'm a mixer. Maybe it does go with the, I don't know where it comes from. But it's red braided linen trim. So to get it to hold, I'm going to put just a tiny piece here. Just hold that there. And then turn this over. And I'm going to hold most of it on the back. Oops. That was a tiny piece. So just plop this here. And then fold these around here. Like that. So now they're stuck in that. I wanted ribbon on the card, but I didn't want to overwhelm the nativity scene. Put this here. Oh, I should have stuck the sticker adhesive on the back of these. I forgot. So now before you stick this down, but again, because you're using the seal, you can kind of mess with it. Just kind of layer this where you want it to go. I know my palm trees are going to go up here in the top. See, it would have been easier to have my sticker stuff on it, but I forgot because there's so much stuff on the table. I can't see what I'm supposed to be using, but this will hold it. And then I'm going to work down. So I want this to just cover up the edges of those so they're not kind of blowing around. Just stick that there. And this, I want to have a little bit of dimension to it. And then these are going to help hold this on. My little animals. And I know that these are meant to cut the stamps out and not be silhouettes, but everybody knows what comes at the manger scene. So you know that is a sheep and a donkey. It's more just a silhouette. Same with this. You know what it's supposed to be. So you don't have to worry about the fact that it's not a perfect silhouette. Just stick these on here. And then to get it to have a little bit of just bend, I'm going to bend it right there in the middle. And when I stick it on, I'm going to kind of push those in. So it just keeps that raised up right there. Can you see how it's raised up? And then just add my star here. And then you have a really simple, traditional looking Christmas card. It would also be pretty if you did the champagne or the silver paper in the cardstock in the paper that was returning, the frosted, what was that one called? Frosted foliage or something. The one that has all of the shades of purple and
I still have
things.
it.
Yeah, I have some too. I haven't used any of the returning anythings because who wants something that's returning when we have lots of new stuff? I know, Carol, isn't this nativity beautiful? Is my other card over there with it? The nativity card. Where'd you put that stack of cards?
Over here.
So here is just the dies. It does come with words, the set. I have the set. Here's the set. Yeah. So here's the actual set. So here's the dies, and here's the dies when I stamped them and then colored them. So you can see they're all a little bit bigger because of the thing. But I mean, everybody knows what that is, so you don't have to worry that it's really just the animals that are a little bit on the large side, but I was okay with it because I wanted them to balance out my card. So that's that. That's the last thing we're stamping for you today, but she is going to show you the menagerie. What's it called?
Menagerie.
No, but the first word. Isn't there two words? Mixed up menagerie. There we go.
I have to get my don't go.
Why?
I have to go under the table to get stuff.
They won't see you. She's now eaten her breakfast. One entire muffin. I'm pretty sure that those giant cups are 2 muffins. So she smashed that.
That was 2 muffins.
Yes, it was.
It has
a whole
vegetables.
It does have vegetables. It has vegetables and dairy because it's got cheese and yogurt.
Delicious.
So it's kind of your lunch. And you know what would be good in them?
What?
Bacon.
Or just cut it in half and put bacon in it like a sandwich. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So this is the menagerie mix-up right there. This has a bajillion little animal pieces. It is stuffed with a paper towel in which I have written all of the animals I think I can make with it. That is why I was doing it in
Was it
bulk.
on a paper towel because you were doing it at work?
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing this at work. That's why there's also a block in here. I can't close it now.
So, you know, one thing, because she works in retail and she's a manager, but you can't have lunch with people anymore in the lunchroom because of COVID.
Yep.
So when you're forced to be by yourself, then you can stamp because nobody's interrupting your
I
stamp
take
time.
my stamps to lunch with me. And then these are all of the dies. So they cut out all of these little pieces, which I have in my handy dandy stamp case that I have a million of. Started cutting out a bunch of the little pieces. So I have some of the heads, a couple of little bodies. If you flip it, we can put together someone.
Okay. And we were talking about how much fun this would be to give to kids, like a whole little kit so they could make their animals. How cute would it be to do it in the carrier?
Yeah.
Like put the pieces in the
In a
cups.
cup.
Yeah, and make the things match up. So I thought I switched
Let's
this.
see. Here's some few. I've got a bunch of, I also have scraps of DSP in here and a little whale that I cut out and a baby whale I cut out. So I'm going to grab, let's see. There's 2 bodies that comes with it. We've got these 2 little ones. And there's also 2 head shapes. We've got this one and this one. But I think you can also get some different animal vibes if you flip this one upside down. So I say let's make a sheep because here's some sheep hair. I feel like sheep heads are bigger at the top, smaller at the bottom. So we're going to have them go that direction. This one, let's see. These look like they could be like little bear ears or something. So we'll have them on him.
Oh, it would be cute to give them with kids hot cocoa and marshmallows.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could do the cocoa mix and marshmallows in the one side and a whole little thing of animal pieces in the other.
Let's see. We need another body. Actually, I don't think I've cut out any ears that would really go with him. I started. Here's a body.
So do you color them after you put them together?
I was planning on it, yeah. You can also, like, this has the stamps for the noses and the faces. I was going to do this after. I feel like this looks like a cat, but I stamped cat ears. I haven't cut them out yet.
I'll just hand cut them.
Okay.
I will fussy cut some stamp ears because now if you can see where I've moved the die cut machine.
I cut right here. Oh, you can't see it yet. This way. I did start to cut out the ears. I just didn't finish. I can hand you the die.
It's fine because now I've got my drink and everything sitting there.
So then I did the bunny originally, did the tiniest amount of seal along the edge. I mean, if you're giving it to a kid, you could just give them a glue stick because they don't care. Stick the little head on. Do I have a better one? Here we go. This one was cut a little crooked. Then I'm going to do a little edge along here.
Actually, if it's little girls like you were, you could have just given them scissors too.
Yeah.
Because you would have liked to have cut all this stuff out.
That's why I still cut stuff out. When given the opportunity.
Or if it's somebody that like a little girl that's 12, 13, how much fun would this be for Christmas to give them this, the dies, and then do tiny little die cut machine, the little mini machine? Because it looks kid size. You would have died for that. Yeah.
I would have.
She used to always get Stampin' Up stuff for Christmas.
This is how I ended up here. So here we go. We've got a little sheep. We can give him a little sheep face in a minute. Then we'll do a little bear.
Are you going to need blocks for your faces?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Because, I've moved everything off the table to make us fit. Oh, and another thing, before I get the block, while I'm thinking of it, another thing that's on the thing that might go on back order soon is this ribbon, which is from the fall set.
It's gorgeous. I have it. So pretty. And got a little head. Then I'm going to do the adhesive on the back. I like that when the dies, so on all of the sets of ears, the dies cut out like a little U shape. I can't pick this up. There we go. So that way, when you're doing your adhesive, you do it back here and it tucks behind the little head, which is very convenient. There's our little bear.
Super cute.
And then we'll make ourselves a little cat, or I guess it could even be like a fox if you want to color it that way. Got a head. Give him a little tail. Yeah, there are tons of dies in there, which is why I really, that's why I wanted it.
And this little flower thing right here is really cute. But I like the way it cuts out the eyes. Can you see that? The eyes and the nose?
Yeah, like if you want to do the whole thing die cut, it is definitely possible.
It would be a fabulous Christmas gift for some little,
any kid.
Probably from, I would say, like, you would have been able to do it probably around 8.
I'd give myself sooner than that.
No.
I had.
It's kind of fiddly
skills.
for
That's
less
true.
than.
It's really small.
Yeah.
I need some fine motor skills.
But definitely like 10, 11, 12.
Oh, yeah.
I was room mom, of course, all the time when she was in elementary school. And there was nothing the little boys liked better from first grade on than when I brought the embossing guns. Because, you know, it was tools and art time.
Yep.
And they all wanted to emboss on their own with the heat gun.
Okay, let's see. Give them some little faces. I'll scoop them over here. They're super easy. Once you get, that's why I was cutting pieces in bulk. Was because I just wanted to be able to assemble them and not have to stamp and cut them every time. I think it went well. Yeah. There's all my stuff again. I did it because all of my stamps were dirty because I was stamping all of these. Okay, I want the sheep to have, I'm going to clip it so I can pick. I feel like this is a sheep face. Where's that one? Right here. This can be a sheep face.
There's a pig nose and a beaver tail.
Oh, I can't wait to do the beaver. And it's got little beaver teeth. Where's the moment? There's one. We need stamp pads. Oh, the other one's over there.
Now that you can see the inside of the catalog, let me find this one in here. So here's the cards that they've done with it. So they have a little reindeer, a bear, a polar bear, maybe a fox. These ones right here are super cute, but because they didn't even use the bodies.
Hands. I've got to do that.
Here's a sheep. That's the face they use. Is that what you used?
No, they did the cutout one.
Oh, yeah, that's
with
a
the
cutout one.
dies.
And what's this?
I can't see it. It's tilted.
A reindeer?
No, it looks like maybe a dog.
Oh no, it's a happy Hanukkah card. And then here's a little cow.
Okay, I think I want my bear.
And it's one of those sets because sometimes they do this. That's not good for me because it makes it look like you're getting a teensy tiny little set. This is full size, and so then all of these, of course, are full size, but they just show it small.
You need some little eyeballs, which I think that stamp would also make a really nice cow nose. I was thinking that last time. Where's the little mouth that I want? I want him to have this one with the smile. I just thought these were so cute. This was the first thing as soon as I saw it, and I was like, yep, I'm buying that. First thing I want. This is what I had overnighted. And since they're photopolymer, they're super easy to line up.
And all it would really take if you were giving it as a gift is just a black stamp pad because you can I mean, everything is going to be colored in.
The one thing they did not add was cat eyes, which is kind of sad because cats have very specific eyes. So this cat is going to get these eyes.
You could always draw them.
Yeah, but I can't draw.
Are there whiskers?
Yes, on the bunny.
That's okay. Use the marker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Where did I put it? There it is.
I think if you just don't color that U thing.
Yeah, I just want the whiskers.
Because you can still get the nose and the mouth.
On the mouth. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And then we have a cat. Okay.
Perfect.
There we go. It worked. So there's our little friends. I think they're even cute in black and white, but I definitely will color them.
So she'll have some finished cards on her YouTube too. If you are watching on my Facebook page, I will put a link down there for you to see when she gets her stuff finished. So that's what we have for you today. If you have any questions, you can ask on either one of our pages. And remember, we both have specials today. So if you're placing an order, mine goes through the... You trying to find this?
Yes. I thought it was this one.
It is. You're not hitting it.
There we go.
So we both have specials. So go to our
mine will be posted
Facebook
later
pages or our website or wherever. Mine go through the 8th, my catalog kickoff specials. Normally I just do it for a day or two, but because of the whole new shopping site, I was a little like,
maybe not.
So hopefully they're not having any problems.
Issues, yeah.
So if you have any questions, just let us know, and we'll be back again sometime to show you some more. But most of this stuff will find its way. I'm not going to do the nativity card again. If you want to see that, you can watch it on here. But she has that to finish up, and then I will do a full tutorial with the muffin things, and you can see the first 2 ones of my trees on YouTube already.
I probably won't do the flower one again as a video because it takes so long, but I will put it up on the blog with what I used.
Yeah. And as of today, none of our links work until we go in and fix them all, because any link that you put up now doesn't go to the product. It just goes to the store. So I was hoping the weather would be nice so I can go sit by the pool. At least if you're going to do some menial task like updating links, you can sit outside by the pool.
Have some fun.
So I think that's all we have for you today. So,
I think so.
Thanks for watching, and go place your orders.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
I got to take the mouse. You can stop the YouTube one. Oh, maybe not.
Don't know what color I want to color him.